Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take you through a lot of charts, mainly the Bitcoin charts, and we're going to look at the Bitcoin dominance and how you can time the market for altcoins. So let's just jump straight into the content, right? So we've started a new month, the month of April, and it's the 4th of April at the time that I'm recording this video. So we're 4 days in this month, and yeah, we had a first like engulfing candle right here, creating a higher high because we were creating lower lows, and yeah, this definitely could be the turning point, and it definitely could be the case that this 16 17k Bitcoin is or was the bottom of this bear market, and that doesn't mean that we are going to see green only from here right now, but yeah, definitely it is very positive that we created, that we basically eliminated this downward sloping trend, and we retested it even as well. And yeah, from this, I think that this is the bottom. If we look at the MACD, you can also see that it is turning up. And yeah, if we can see a golden cross right here where the blue crosses the orange, then yeah, then I will be even more confident that we have broken this downtrend in the bear market, and that we are looking for the next period of the Bitcoin bull market, where the halving will be in the month of April of 24. So that will be right here. And if yeah, if we zoom in, then this would be a upward trend, but this is still a year from now. So yeah, there'll be a year of sideways continuation, a little upwards as well, I guess. In my belief, it all depends on the macroeconomics, but yeah, this I wanted to show you this monthly candle because this finally broke out of this 23k level, and it retested it as well in the previous month. And yeah, right now we are going to zoom in a little bit further because we are at a pivotal point in the lower time frames, lower than the monthly. I mean, with that, because yeah, as you can see right here, this line, this 28.5k is a very significant line on the weekly as well. On the daily, you can see even more confluence, but you can see right here that there are many touch points. Even this one, which yeah, basically retested this previous downtrend, and it got bought up very easily, and then we saw significant gains, right? So this doesn't look that big, but if we zoom in from here to this high right here, was 128%, and even till this, the all-time high is 140%. So those are significant gains that we are looking at. I did tell you last week and the week before that as well, that momentum on the weekly still needs to yeah, cool off a little bit. The RSI is still high. It is like leveling right now, but it's not heading down, and a 64, 65 RSI on the weekly is a little too high for my liking. It's sure, you can see right here that it can go a lot higher than that, but I do believe that there is some cooling off that needs to be done in order to grow, especially if we look at the daily, because the daily is also Yeah, since last week's video, we've seen that momentum is shifting downwards on the daily as well. In while creating a higher high right here, we were creating a lower high on the RSI. That's a bearish divergence. If you are in the Discord channel, you have seen that already, and we saw a bearish cross right here in the MACD. So the blue went down from the orange line. So what I still believe could happen, and I've got my order still set up right here, is that we will retest this 25k region right here, which has confluence in these levels and this one as well. So the 25k is where I set up a buy order, and just in case we drop a little further or wick a little further, then I still have some buy orders on these two blue lines here as well. And yeah, let's just hope they get filled, because I do enjoy myself some cheap Bitcoin. If we look at the daily also, you can see this is creating like a rounding top right here. So volume is also declined, and yeah, that's all things that could potentially have us see some more downward momentum, right? So yeah, on the monthly it's looking good. On the weekly and on the daily, I do believe that we will see some downward momentum. So let's zoom in a little further and look at the 4 hourly. This could be a very nice W. So maybe before we go downwards, maybe we will see another maybe we see another upside from here, because if we take a line and grab the neckline to the lowest point of the W and put this right here, a W is a bullish biased pattern, right? We might see a 29k in the shorter time period. I do not believe that the daily will be closed above this line. So if you're looking for a trade, this will be a short trade, and I do believe that after that we will likely see some downward momentum, if not sooner. It could also be sooner than this, and this W is going to be invalidated, right? Because we still need to break above the neckline and then retest it, and then this W could potentially be a nice trade if you're leverage trading, which I'm not at the moment, still not at the moment. I do believe that yeah, if we maybe this W could be the case, but then I do believe that we will head down and yeah, retest these levels somewhere around here, this 25k level and these two lines. So that's where I've put up my buy orders. That's not a financial advice, of course, because you have to do your own research. And just as we are speaking of it, you can see that we are creating a new candle on the 4 hourly chart. And yeah, that W yeah, could definitely be the case to go to the 29k. 29k is definitely where I would be careful buying. So yeah, if we break this level, this blue line on the daily, then that will be good, and I will become bullish again. But based on the daily and the weekly time frame, I do believe that we will see a retracement, and we just need to have patience, I guess, before we can see that. Let's look at the hourly. The hourly, the RSI isn't that oversold yet, but it's heading up there. Momentum on the MACD is also up. We had a bullish cross right here, but on the 1 hour, that's not very meaningful. Yeah. So if you're looking for short-term trading, this W in the 4 hour could definitely be a trade. You have to if we make a if we set up a trade, a long position right here, we would go the breakout right here. We would reach the 29K-ish region, and the stop loss would be right here. So that's not a good risk to reward ratio. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. If you are willing to risk something, then you could, but then you could maybe put your stop loss a little tighter. But yeah, that's also a possibility that your stop loss will be hit is very likely also. So yeah, I wouldn't go for this trade. I definitely would not do this trade, even though I do really like W's and M's for trading. M's are the downward going patterns for shorting, right? So yeah, I wouldn't do that. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance, and what I would like to show you is that we have this struggling line here. So Bitcoin is looking to break this level, and if we zoom in a little, then you can see that we retested it, but now it's going down a little, and that's also got to do with the weekly time frame that we are looking at, right? And the momentum going down as well on the if we look at the weekly right here, the weekly MACD is going down right here, and it's also going down a little in the dominance. So the waves are there, but if we zoom out a little, then we know that somewhere around of November of 21 was the all-time high, but you could see let me show you right here. Let me show you right here on the weekly. So we are talking about this in the January of 21, December and January of 21. Right here. Right here. So you saw there was the start of the bull market, right? So this is this place right here, and you can see that we were going down a little bit, and essentially, if we look further, then February 1st was the start of the bull market for Bitcoin. And you can see that we were at a 69% Bitcoin dominance, and you could see after that your altcoins were rising rapidly. So if you want to time the market for altcoins, then the lows right here aren't the time to jump into altcoins. This is the time to jump into Bitcoin and ride the dominance up. And as you probably saw in your portfolio as well, there is your altcoins are bleeding, or most altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin. So this area right here, so this box where we can draw a line somewhere in here and in here. This is the box where you want to DCA out of Bitcoin a little bit and jump into your altcoin portfolio, so you can maximize profits on that. Of course, not that I encourage selling Bitcoin, but if you sell some of your Bitcoin to buy altcoins and you take profits and you put them into Bitcoin again, that's the way I do it, of course. So in order to accumulate the most amount of Bitcoin. So that's why I'm doing altcoins. I'm a firm believer that Bitcoin is very much different than any other altcoin. If you studied Bitcoin, then you'll know that it is true. Yeah, that's why I'm jumping into altcoins, is to take profits, and take profits in the form of Bitcoin. And in that way, I try to build my Bitcoin positions as big as possible, right? So that's it for today. I hope you found this interesting. So I still believe, to sum up everything, if you're just one of those people who scroll to the last minute of a video for the recap, this is the recap. We might see 29k in the W on the 4 hour, but I definitely think that 25k, and maybe even a little lower wicked down is possible, because of the weekly momentum moving down and the daily momentum as well. And I've set up buy orders there. If you're going to do that, then yeah, do this with your own risk and do your own research, of course, and only do this with money you can afford to miss for a little while, because I definitely think that the bear market is over and we have seen the lows. And if the banks crash, then I do believe there will be some stronger selling pressure. But I also believe that Bitcoin is the antidote for banks crashing, and that's why I do believe that even if the banks would crash, I would not be happy with that, of course. But I do believe, for my Bitcoin position, I'm a firm Bitcoin believer. Most of my net worth is in Bitcoin. So I think that would be good for Bitcoin. So that's it. Thank you. Bye.